inhibitions, and just spiritual. It's all spiritual warfare. It really is. And I get pretty deep with it. In my own time, I sit and I think and I think and I think, and through that, I'm just hoping that I will figure things out. Like, I want to be able to be myself, whoever that is, and to be comfortable with that person. Not to feel like I have to wear a mask or be something for somebody else. To try to appease them or please them or fool them or to fit in with them or, because if I'm doing that, like I still don't know who I am. Mm-hmm. And it's not helping me any. So, like I've said before, I take the to thine self be true, which is on the back of all of our sobriety coins. I think that's what that means, is like that inner intuition, the little voice that speaks to you, like be true to that voice. If you're feeling conviction about something, don't do it. If you feel you should apologize, do it. If you think somebody needs to, hear something or a kind word, you know what I mean, say it. And don't go back into the old way of life. It's a struggle, and it's denying self. But that's what change is. Like they say, change isn't easy. So, yeah, and that's really all I got. Well, that really ain't all I got, but that's all. Yeah. So back to you.
All right. Well, I have a question for you, because you brought up knowing yourself, and you saying that you don't know who you are and you don't know what you like. A lot of people, myself included, when I was told I couldn't drink anymore because of the liver and kidney stuff, I didn't know what to think, man. It was, no, like, you can't tell me that. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. But when I got out of the hospital, I had this girlfriend. I mean, she had a booty, Matt. And that's just a side note. But anyway, she was just up my ass, man. And I'm uncomfortable. I'm in my house now. It's like my legs are still swole up and sore. And, it's just miserable. And she's just, why don't you do this? And I'm just like, you know what? I don't know. I just need time to figure myself out. I need to find myself. I don't know what I like to do. Like, I used to get just hammered and watch stupid shows. I'd watch lizard lick towing on True TV, and that's not even true. Like, I would watch the dumbest. I would watch NASCAR. I would watch the dumbest things, man. Just because it was an appointment. Lizard lick towing's on. I got a drink. So I didn't know, and I didn't like that stuff sober. Like some ghost shows I started getting into. My house in Arkansas was haunted. That's for another day. But there were movies that I liked to watch that I realized I didn't like. And there were movies that I never thought I'd like. There was one, it was about some family, and drugs were a part of it too. And there was like in Missouri, and there were backwoods people, and I don't know, the kid was a little messed up, and that's where that Black Flies song from Ben Howard, that's the first time I heard that. It was in the closing credits. I'm like, who is this? But it's just like discovering yourself, man. And so I told her, I was like, I need time. I need to figure out what I like and who I am. And she wrote me a text or an email. I can't remember which one, but she was like, well, you're an asshole, and you're going to find out what a big asshole you really are. And blah, blah. And I just deleted it and deleted her out of my life. And next thing you know, she's calling or texting, I'm so sorry. And I was like, you know what? You already did it. Bye. I don't need you in my circle. I don't need you around, It's about 3 months later, and I realized, okay, I need her around. And, yeah. And then that went crashing down, later. But still, it was difficult, and it is difficult in early recovery, because what do you like? Yeah. I don't, do you like NASCAR? Do you like movies? What kind of movies do you like? Do you like taking naps? do you like watching TV? You know, I found out that I really don't like watching TV. Put the TV on, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple shows that, you know, if I was living on my own, I would record and watch them whenever, I guess. I'd probably just have a full DVR, but like football, yeah, I like fantasy football. That's fun. Not as fun as it once was. And no, I mean, and I don't mean like when I was drinking, but just because I'm losing and I'm not in my own league anymore. And I used to watch it alone, you know, but that doesn't have to be the case. You know, I can watch it with other people, you know, and I don't have to watch it, I guess is my point. I don't have to be in fantasy football 24/7. If that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't miss the days when I would drink and by 10 a.m. even I would be just hammered drunk. I would call my friends and they wouldn't even answer at the end. They wouldn't even pick up. And then they started not caring, not setting their teams. The next year they didn't even sign up. They just started one by one, just dropping right out. And then when I was in the hospital, one of them told me, he's like, Corey, you know why? Ed told me, he's like, you know why we dropped out of your fantasy leagues? Because we just hated when you call us every Sunday. Just tanked, disrespectful, rude. Wasn't even noon yet, Corey, and you were just hammered drunk.
Been there.
You know, I don't miss that. I don't miss those days. I remember one time I woke up, and in Arkansas, it gets dark, you know, in the winter or whatever, obviously earlier, but I woke up and thought it was like 8 in the morning. So I started getting ready for work, and my girlfriend at the time was like, what are you doing? I was like, gotta go to work, you know. She's like, it's 8 p.m. I'm like, huh? And dude, I felt like I got hit by a truck. Dude, I don't miss that at all. Thinking about liquor makes me want to puke. I don't have to live that way anymore, Matt.
Yeah.
Neither do you.
You're right. Hey, and can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry,
No. I was just gonna say that our toughest day in recovery is still better than our best day as addicts.
Absolutely.
And on a side note, with the not knowing who I am, I would kind of like to say maybe I don't know my likes and my dislikes after you know what I mean, expanding on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know the groundwork, the foundation. I do know I'm a loving, caring, compassionate person.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of that came from just living so long in the dark, you know, with my childhood and upbringing, you know, neglect, abuse, you know, trouble with the law, you know, foster care, just everything, through going through that showed me how not to make people feel, and just to, you know, to show love and consideration to people. And I still screw up. Like I got in an argument, actually, I don't remember if it was this morning or if it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And like, there's still pettiness and ignorance and stuff that lives in me and tries to rise up, but the trick is catching it beforehand. But yeah, my foundation is good, and I need to break down all the other stuff, and I need to start building on that foundation. And I believe if I do that I will find out my likes, my dislikes, who I am, the way I act, the way I conduct myself. Because if I'm conducting myself with love, compassion, and kindness, like, what's wrong with that? Like, isn't that the way, you know, everybody should conduct themselves? Like, if I do that, I think the rest will come. And yeah, so I just try to be understanding, and you know, I'm grateful to 217. You know, I had a little baby fit a couple months ago, and you know, I separated myself from the program, and you know, it wasn't at that point in time. It was just extremely tough for me, and I had a lot of things going on. I mean, I still do, But I believe God brought me back at this point in time for this now. So it just goes to attest, His timing, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just grateful. Me and Corey, we've been rocking it out, man. We're the two, senior clients slash recovery artists, if you will. And we sometimes we argue, sometimes we touch on each other's nerves, and all this, but there's growth in that, you know what I mean? There's being able to notice. He's helped me notice a lot about myself through our disagreements, and you know what I mean? So, like, we're brothers through and through, the hard times and the good times and everything. So I'm just grateful to Corey. I'm grateful to 217. I just want to say that.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate what you do. And I mean, your role is different now, and it's more fitting. It fits you. It's something that you like to do. You like to write, and you fill in the podcast when asked. I mean, I appreciate that. And you writing that blog every day. I'm not going to hound you about it. You hound me more about posting it than I would ever hound you about doing it. Because if you don't do it, you're letting yourself down.
Yeah.
You got people out there that want to read it, and that's on you. If you want to send it to me, I'll put it on the website. Sure, sounds great. But like I said, if you don't, I don't know. I'm not losing sleep over it. And I think that's what kind of changes it too, and the fact that it's something that you want to do. And I think there's people out there that read it and they get something out of it. I guarantee it. So whether it's 1,000 people or if it's just one person, you're doing it for yourself too. I think you're doing it for yourself first and foremost. And if somebody gets something out of it, then hey, great.
Definitely.
That's kind of why we do the podcast too. It's, I want somebody to listen to it. I want you to share it because people have reached out to me already saying, my gosh, what you're doing is great. You're throwing it out there. You're in recovery. You had this radio career, and you know what? That was in the past. What am I doing now? I'm very passionate about recovery. I don't want to ever drink again. I don't want to use a drug again. And this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And everybody's different. And we're at different places in our recovery. There's things about myself that I'm trying to work on, trying to change. Completely different from the things you're working on, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. We do help each other kind of realize, what's going on. And I don't like it when people are like, oh, you're going to co-sign the bullshit. That to me is just negative.
Yeah.
I like the positive approach to things. I think it makes a world of difference. That's why I'm on you, man. That's why I'm on you. What did I say? You were the... Oh. What do you say that you are all the time?
I don't know. Unstable?
Yeah. Said you're the most unstable person I've ever seen. Because you gotta think of it, man. At least you're stable at being unstable. But I just don't like it. I don't know. I think the positive thing, man, when you wake up in the morning, just be like, I'm a cool, stable dude. If you said that to yourself every day, maybe when a situation when Rad Dad's like, you stole my cigarettes, eh? And you're like, I'm a cool dude, man. I ain't steal your cigarettes. I don't know. It just seems like starting the day off with something positive. I mean, that's something I try to do. I try to joke around in the morning and it's just kind of just, I don't know. It's just like I'm still half asleep and just had a sex dream again. Or I had a 217 dream about No. Oh, did you see that thing I sent out on Facebook? The Messenger, the commercial.
I don't believe so.
The ad with Dale Jr.
With Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, you need to watch that. It's hilarious. We're gonna spoof it.
All right.
We're gonna spoof it. Dude, it's so funny. He gets behind the wheel and he's like, he says something like, I used to smoke cigarettes. And he's like, I know what you're thinking. Dale Earnhardt Jr. don't smoke cigarettes. He's like, I sure did. And you know why you didn't know? Because I was good at hiding it. But once I found out with Nicorette's mint soothing throat, not lozenge gel, whatever, I know that, I need